The changing faces of the world's landscapes continue to astonish and amaze us as they combat impossible obstacles such as erosion and evolution and climate change. Now, a lot of these fantastic, unmissable wonders can be travelled to by a cruise ship, so stay tuned because on this week's Planet Cruise Weekly, we're going to give you information on our top 10 unmissable natural wonders. With around 200 natural sites now on the UNESCO World Heritage List and 10% of those already in danger, there is no time like the present to explore and enjoy some of the world's astounding natural wonders and of course marvel at their magnificence. Now you can tour contrasting terrain, sail and swim water-flooded wonders, hike high and witness the effects of fire and ice, or simply gaze skyward for some absolutely awesome solar activity. Make a significant dent on your exploration bucket list with these 10 unmissable natural wonders. Now, some in this list will be nearby ports and destinations you can cruise to, and some won't be. But of course, here at Planet Cruise, we can tailor-make your holiday so you can combine all these amazing wonders with a cruise if you call the number below for assistance. So before we start, I'd like to remind you to subscribe to our channel. All things cruising, of course, is on the channel, all things travel related, and by hitting that subscribe button, you can keep up to date with everything we release here on Planet Cruise via the YouTube channel, plus it's free. So settle in, here we go. The first place we're going to look at is the Yosemite National Park. Now, she sits centrally in the impressive Sierra Nevada mountain range in the state of sunny California. Plenty of cruisers, of course, sail from here, and as a tip, make sure you get a hotel stay to truly experience it. Now, Yosemite spans 3,079 kilometers squared, so it's pretty big and encompasses a wealth of natural beauty from colossal cliffs to running waterfalls, which include no fewer than 5 of the world's highest waterfalls. She also has many freshwater streams and giant sequoia woods, which are absolutely stunning. Now, one of the things Yosemite's famous for, of course, is that you can actually see the evidence of the effects of the ice age as you wander around. And you can see this with the deep and wide valleys. The breathtaking backdrop of Yosemite Valley is a favourite spot for most visitors, and the park is a home to several species of wildlife, including coyotes, wolverines, and I'm not talking about X-Men there, and of course, black bears. So as you can see in the images right now, Yosemite National Park is simply jaw-dropping. And if you are a MacBook owner, such as myself, you would have seen the El Capitan Mountain as well, which is absolutely incredible, part of the Yosemite National Park. If you are a fan of nature and you're a fan of seeing beautiful, astonishing, jaw-dropping landscapes, then make sure it's high up on your bucket list. So continuing the theme of phenomenal natural locations, let's take a look at the Santa Elena Cloud Forest in Costa Rica. Of course, Costa Rica is on the up. There are many people now starting to visit this amazing part of the world, and I would really recommend it, having been in many times on the ships. Now, the closest port to this particular rainforest is in Punta Arenas. It's about 2 hours drive away. And if you cruise to this part of the world, you'll likely be traveling through to Mexico, through, of course, the Panama Canal, which again, if you haven't done, should be high up on your list. Now, the cloud forests carry an element of enchantment and mystique about them. As the name suggests, they're almost always smothered by a vast, low-hanging cloud cover, which gives it a misty appearance and provide, of course, the perfect conditions for some unique and diverse plants and wildlife to thrive. So the Santa Elena rainforest is home to a stunning and diverse collection of flora and fauna, including over 600 species of orchid. And now, of course, it's a protected reserve, as it should be, and the admission fees collected from tourists and visitors contribute to the management and care of the forest. Just don't forget your raincoat, as of course it is common to get quite wet when you're out exploring. So the next place we're going to look at is right on the doorstep of anyone living in the UK. Of course, we know that we have a lot of people that watch this show from the UK, but there are lots of people all around the world. In fact, it'd be interesting to know where you all come from if you do watch. So if you are outside of the UK, or even if you're from in the UK, comment below and get in touch and let us know here at Planet Cruise. We would like to know. So this next part of the world is called Jurassic Coast. Hopefully most of you are familiar with that. If you're not, wow, this is an amazing opportunity. It's on the southwest coast of the UK. It sits between Exmouth in Devon through to around just close to Swanage, which is in Dorset, and it's about 96 miles in length. And it's an incredible piece of coastline that's been built up in a very, very unusual way. Now, the rocks date back to the Triassic period, and they can be seen in all their wonder today. And like many places in the UK, it's a history buff's dream. It really is a very intriguing natural wonder, and you can enjoy it by car, on foot, or of course, if you go on a boat and sail along, that's probably the best way, because you just get a very lazy, wonderful view as you tour the coastline. Now, if you do want to explore the Jurassic Coast via cruise ship, you can do that. There are many opportunities on the cruises that circumnavigate the UK, which companies tend to do once or twice in a season. So have a look, get in touch with us, great opportunities. If you do that, of course, you'll get a chance to run the whole 95, 96 miles of coastline and of course see some of that incredible history, 185 million years of history when you're looking at some of the rocks on the beach. You'll see the stunning cliff faces, you'll see these gorgeous bays, wonderful arches that have been formed by the power of the sea, and it's a breathtaking backdrop. And of course, if you get a chance to go ashore and explore, then there are some amazing things to do, such as the sunset through the arch at Durdle Door, and also you can swim at what they call Dancing Ledge. Incredible. Now, the one place it's really, really popular, particularly if you want a fossil hunt, is around Charmouth, a place I used to visit as a kid every year, and Lyme Regis. Lyme Bay is particularly famous for fossil hunters, and you can just go and explore and see if you can have a chip away and find something in the beach. Now, an interesting jaunt back to your childhood. Do you remember the tongue twister, she sells seashells on the seashore? Yeah? Well, if you do, I have it on good authority from our cameraman Joe that this originates back to a seashell seller called Mary Anning, who worked along the Jurassic Coast in the 19th century. So essentially, here we go.
She sells
seashells on the seashore.
She sells seashells on the seashore.
She sells on the She sells seashells on the seashore.
She sells seashells on the seashore.
She sold seashells at the Jurassic Coast. The Jurassic Coast bit's a bit easier actually, but the she sold seashells on the seashore is still quite complicated. Anyway, you have a go. So next we're going to go to Iceland, which has a regular floor show where geysers erupt and spray everyone around them. So Hákarlalur is the name given to three valleys found in the south of Iceland, which exhibit some truly awesome geothermal activity. Just by being here, you'll witness the physical effects of the land's volcanic internal heat as you wait patiently for the geysers to intermittently spout water at truly impressive heights. So along with the two main geysers, which project water up to 30 meters high in the air, there are also nearly, I think it's up to 40 hot springs and bubbling pools of mud, which are a frequent reminder of Iceland's volcanic vitality. And big thanks to Rupert Houghton, whose images you're seeing on the screen now, for his recent trip to this wonderful part of the world. If you've got any photos from any cruises you've been on, get in touch, comment below, email us. We would love to find out more. So continuing the theme of eruptions, Piton de la Fournaise is the next place we're going to have a look at, and it's one of the world's most active volcanoes. You will have to travel to the French island of Réunion in the Indian Ocean for this, to see this incredible fiery pit that spits red hot lava consistently. In fact, in the last 10 years, it's erupted on average every 9 months. Some of these eruptions go on for over a month. Quite incredible. In 2017, in fact, it erupted 3 times within 6 months. So it's an incredibly active volcano. Great just to sail past, which many people get an opportunity to do, particularly if you're doing a world cruise, and even more incredible to visit. And when you're actually there, you can do bird's eye helicopter tours over the top. You can even do hikes around the national park, which has some incredible biodiversity, and you can camp in the shadow of the volcano, which is probably not for everyone. But to reassure you, there are islanders that live on the island. This is not an uninhabited place. So there are people that live there kind of week in, week out. So I think staying there for a night is pretty much safe enough to do. Now, because it's small in size, it's often overlooked. But you know, Reunion Island is a wonderful natural attraction, and it's brimming with adventure for those daring enough to get close. And again, as we mentioned before, with us here at Planet Cruise, we can create a unique holiday experience for you. So if you do want to camp overnight, then we have a cruise that will take you there, and we can make all those arrangements for you. The Galapagos Islands, an area of the world that we do talk about with semi-regularity here at Planet Cruise Weekly, because we are passionate supporters of these islands. It's an incredible opportunity to go and see nature as you've never seen it before. They were formed, we believe, millions of years ago. In fact, the oldest island, they reckon, is 3.5 million years old. The youngest, 1 million years old. So yeah, it's still very, very old. And there's about 20 different islands. Only 4 of them are inhabited by humans. But amazingly, and many people don't realise this, there are over 25,000 people that live spread out on those 4 islands. Now, the best way to explore the Galapagos Islands is by cruise, because you can easily visit multiple islands, and you can literally jump right in to snorkel with the welcoming seals, or dive in with the sharks and spot countless bird species. So in case you're not sure geographically where they're based, they're about 1,000 kilometers off the coast of Ecuador down in South America, and it's incredible because 97% of the islands are part of the protected national park. One of the things we haven't mentioned, of course, is the fact that you can actually swim with the marine iguana, one of the few places in the world where you can do so. And along with that, you will see that about 1/5 of the species are actually marine species. So although there's an abundance of life to actually view when you're walking around on top, it's a bit like kind of the land that time forgot. There's also incredible abundance under the water if you are prepared to get wet and have a look. Wonderful place. If you want us to actually do a full episode on this, because we have been mentioning it recently, do get in touch, let us know. We'd be happy to do so, because we could probably talk for a couple of days about the wonders of the Galapagos. Now, few sites are able to match the overwhelming natural beauty of the Antarctic Peninsula, which is why many travel far and wide to witness its hundreds of unique icy islands firsthand. Magnificent glaciers are formed due to the consistent presence of snow falling over several years and condensing to form individual islands of pure ice. Sailing amongst them can be a remarkable experience, and you can also take pleasure in spotting the local wildlife, from penguins to seals and incredible seabirds. A magnificent mountainous backdrop links the Andes Mountains range of South America through submerged peaks deep below sea level, and climate change affects the Antarctic Peninsula greatly, so do go and see it now while you still can. And this is one of those trips that you really can't do without being on a cruise ship. There are specialised ships which get you in and amongst the icebergs, the icebreakers, and it really is worth doing that if you do really want to experience this in its true beauty. With worldwide recognition and known simply as the Blue Hole, you can expect to be in for something special when sailing to this undeniably eye-popping natural wonder in Belize. A diameter of 300 metres, this great submarine sinkhole displays a dramatic pupil-like appearance from above. Now, those visiting from sea level with a keen interest in diving can be rewarded with an excellent deep sea exploration and potential sightings of hammerhead sharks, nurse sharks and giant groupers, amongst others. And if you don't know what a giant grouper is, we're talking about a fish on steroids. They are absolutely huge. I've dived with some giant groupers in the Red Sea. Incredible. In fact, if anything, more exciting than a lot of sharks. Now, the Blue Hole reaches 124 metres deep and is an amazing example of one of the great natural wonders on this earth that we are lucky enough to inhabit. It's located some 45 miles from the mainland of Belize. It's surrounded by crystal clear turquoise waters within the Caribbean Sea, and it's a breathtaking sight. Now, boat trips around the hole are offered for those who would like to experience it without getting wet, while anyone else who's brave enough can go diving in the abyss itself, which I absolutely recommend, as long, of course, as you've done your dive training before you go. Safety first. Next up, one of the places that we're talking about that I haven't had a chance to visit and really would love to, and that's the Plitvice Lakes National Park in Croatia. Absolutely wonderful. It's one of the oldest groups of cascading waterfalls in southeastern Europe, and it can be found halfway between Zagreb and Zadar, which of course is on that Croatian coast. So ideal if you are doing an Adriatic cruise out of Venice, and you're going to explore in that eastern part of the Mediterranean. Now, it's known affectionately as the land of the falling lakes, and Plitvice boasts 8 kilometres of 16 picturesque lakes, 12 upper, 4 lower, that are connected by gushing waterfalls, and also a little electric boat which kind of takes you deeper and deeper and further along. There's loads and loads of hiking trails that kind of crisscross and go around the lakes, giving you an excellent opportunity to really explore this Garden of Eden. And apparently this has been flowing, and this kind of unusual natural phenomena has been formed over thousands of years. It leads into this limestone canyon, which is also well worth an explore and is absolutely stunning. So definitely one to put on the bucket list, Plitvice Lakes National Park in Croatia. Finally, we're going to do a little bit of stargazing, and there, are many places on Earth that claim to be ideal for stargazing. Where I used to live in Kent, down on the island of Thanet in Broadstairs, on the edge of a cliff right by the 39 steps, was incredible for stargazing. But I've got to admit, having been to this place, Mauna Kea in Hawaii, it does slightly edge it. And it's home to several official observatories. And that's pretty much an indication that it's good for stargazing. And of course, you've got the dormant volcano of Mauna Kea. And for those who don't know Mauna Kea, of course, it's Hawaii's highest peak. And it's a crucial place for stargazing and for scientific research from all around the world. It's 4,205 meters above sea level, so pretty high. Beautiful clear air, very low light pollution. And in fact, it's the only place in Hawaii where it snows occasionally. Nice little factoid for you, but great for stargazing. So there we go, that's our Planet Cruise Weekly 10 Unmissable Natural Wonders. Hopefully there's been a few surprises in there that you maybe wouldn't have picked yourself or weren't aware of. If you have some of your own natural wonders that you feel we should have included, then let us know in the comment section below. Get in touch. We do love to have your feedback. And of course, don't forget to join the Planet Cruise family. Subscribe, it is free, and it just gives you updates of when new material is uploaded onto the channel, which is sometimes almost daily. So do keep as part of the family here at Planet Cruise. Thanks very much for watching. I'm Keith. This has been Planet Cruise Weekly, and we'll see you again next week.
Hiya, thanks for watching the video. Now don't forget to like, comment and subscribe below. Remember to click that bell to get all notifications, and if you're looking for more fantastic travel video content, like this click on the videos to the right hand side. It'll be really informative. Or click on the Planet logo to the left to go to our website for some fantastic deals. Keep cruising.